Well, we're gonna see how this works out. Trusty motherfucking 8. It's Friday. TGIF. I just came from Mike's stream over at Answers in Atheism. And I've got a low battery, so this will probably be a shorter one. Kind of limited. I wanted to come on here. Post-election, I don't think I've done anything since the election. And kind of just, I made an agreement with myself when the guy didn't go to prison, obviously, and then when he was running again and it looked like there was actually a chance, I was like, you know what, I already freaked out. Tried to apply for refugee status, for Canadian citizenship. I had a bug out bag. I had a spot and a plane to the hills. I tried to buy a shotgun. They wouldn't sell me a shotgun, so instead I bought a compound bow. I was like, well, it's better than nothing, right? Kill him native style with a hatchet and a compound bow. Point being, I already had this freak out like 8 years ago, and so I wasn't going to do that again. And so now we got this motherfucker got elected again somehow, and I was listening to something recently, and it's true. They keep pointing out that it's not actually the majority of the population whoever votes for these fucking people, because there's, typically like 30% of folks that just don't vote. So there's like, a third of the population who's just not even entering into the equation. They're just, letting shit happen. So we can't speak to what they think, but there's like at least a third of the population, maybe a little more than a third of the population, that actually supports this guy, right? Which is, not a small number of people. I know some of them. I don't even like some of them. The supporters, I mean. For one reason or another, whatever. They're my fucking friends. They might even, occasionally watch this channel or come by and hang out. Right? But we're on very different wavelengths as far as the political and social landscape and what needs to happen there. Okay, so it is what it is. I've kind of accepted it and decided I'm not going to go off on any like random Trump-hating tangents. Generally, people around here know that I don't like Trump. Never liked Trump. Not going to be persuaded to like Trump. It's not like having a come to Jesus moment or something. Right. Okay. So, acceptance. This guy is going to be the president again. Impeachment is not likely, but not off the table. That could always happen again as well. Alright, so that's the status there. I mean, we're just gonna kind of let it ride and see what happens here. There's a lot of political commentary going on that I won't be getting involved with immediately. Now, give it a month or two, and I will probably start getting involved in that. I just kind of want to see what happens, especially as we draw towards the inauguration and things like that. Alright, so I just kind of wanted to put that one out there. I found this video from I've got an extra tab open. Well, we'll just pull it up and watch. Again, this is going to be a short one. I'm going to have to go plug my phone in. We're Missing Mod is live. I was just watching a video about Missing Mod, which I was also thinking about sharing, but that's not what we're going to share right now. Okay. So this one's coming from Matt Powell.
We find a tree that's upside down that connects millions of years, right?
Tornado, maybe. It can grow down because it has the nutrients it needs to grow.
So he's showing these supposed skeptics a picture of
We find
a tree that's grown
that's upside down that connects millions of years, right?
And he's actually showing a drawing. It's not even the I'm sure you could find an actual image. At least the
Tornado, maybe.
tree.
It can grow down because
Tornado,
it has the nutrients
maybe?
it needs to grow that direction.
So it grew underground.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We find an upside down tree that connects all of the layers of strata of rocks.
Interesting. An upside down tree in rocks?
Yes.
What is this to prove? That trees can grow upside down? Why are trees growing upside down 20 billions of years ago when we have trees that stand upright now? You know, it's like, why can't we have upside...
I'm sure there is a number of ways this can happen, but I love it. It's just like baffling these supposed skeptics. I don't know where he found these guys, but this is an interesting group of folks he's
down trees now? So I don't know, maybe there was a ploy back in the day that
and he's calling this indirectly now. The title of the video says evidence for Noah's flood. I don't think he ever brings this up in the video itself.
by dinosaurs to make trees grow upside down, just to make us confused now. I would say they succeeded, because I'm confused. Next slide.
You guys were actually laughing quite a bit. But some of these answers had you guys laughing pretty hard.
We were trying to camouflage it, but it wasn't working too well. First, they're in shock because they don't know how to answer the questions after they see the pictures.
Trees grow like sideways, I've seen that. So maybe it just grew upside down. Maybe like water and sun still could get to that area. Who knows?
It really does.
That's correct. And a certain type of trees, even think they don't even need soil to actually root, right? They just need a source of water.
It seemed like
major has to happen to cause that, because I've seen rocks. Rocks don't do that.
And you can just have a tree that's formed, it gets dislodged from the earth, right? But as long as it has a source of water, it can continue to grow, right? There's all kinds of ways this can happen. You could find contemporary examples of this, trees growing in all sorts of strange directions, and yeah.
So, yeah, I would say something major.
The one person said there had to be a flood. There had to be in order for
There had to be a flood in order for... That's not true.
the water to be above the mountain. It almost makes them think maybe there could have been a flood, you know?
Now an objection.
And this is where they don't understand, like, plate tectonics and the fact that what formed a mountain, once was in a different position, and the layers of the earth actually move, are in motion, right? Don't understand it. They don't want to understand it.
That I've heard to this is that these trees were covered by little locusts. Do not grow upside down, folks. What obviously happened was the tree was ripped out by a literal earthquake. It floated around.
A literal earthquake? And then it floated around. So there was an earthquake, and then there was some water. So that's fine. That's actually fine. That doesn't mean that the biblical flood actually happened. There could have been a flood. It doesn't mean it was Noah's flood.
In the water for some time and then flipped upside down after it became waterlogged, and it went into the silt. The sediment layers formed around it, and that's what makes the most logical sense when looking at these polystrata fossils. It's not that they were sitting there for millions of years of time, or that they got buried in local small events. A tree is an organism just like any other biological organism in nature. It's all biodegradable material, and it will break down over time if not quickly protected. And those layers formed quickly around these trees and were thus able to protect the trees from decay and deterioration. Noah's flood is what caused all of these fossils to come into existence.
He's talking about a fossil there. Okay. Oh, we're getting sidetracked here. Would you mind? There. Alright, so that was kind of that. Basically, I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to be broadcasting again. I found myself in a pretty strange time. So to go through what's been going on with me lately, aside from working and all of this that I've been doing, I begun seeing someone. And it's gotten pretty serious, it's evolving. Here's the thing, though. The woman that I am seeing is a spiritual. And so it has been insisted upon, basically at this point, that we don't talk about religion as such, right? Like, they know I'm an atheist. They don't want to butt heads about it or get into an argument, right? So they have like a mutual reverence for all faiths, whereas I have a mutual irreverence for all faiths. So that's been interesting. And there's kids, aside from my kids, she's got kids. And so I think, one of her, main concerns was that I don't, make any attempts to influence her children, which I'm not inclined to do anyway, especially not at this stage, right? Like, it's not my place to try and influence her children, and that wouldn't be my highest priority on things to do if I were to have any influence on the children, tackle that subject. So, yeah, it puts me in kind of this interesting position, though. There's a lot of things I can't talk about. Now, on the flip side of that, though, she is a staunch anti-Trumper, as I am. And it's funny because I was accused by somebody on social media of being pro-Trump because somebody posted a Trump meme, and I didn't say anything negative at that point, right? I wasn't responding to the election or whatever. I was responding to the spirit of what they posted, and I didn't feel the need to go out and say, hey, fuck Trump, I hate that guy, right? Because I don't have to say that everywhere I go. That's not my prerogative. Like, people should already know my position. If they don't know my position, they can ask me my position. But for them to make random assumptions, right? Because I don't do the new liberal thing or whatever and freak out anytime the guy comes up in conversation, right? Start having a fucking meltdown and start flipping out on people. Because it doesn't make sense to do so anymore. Now, there was a point in time when that might have been my reaction. No matter what it was, if the guy came up, I was going to say, fuck that guy and fuck you too. But that's not where I'm at today. I'm practicing in the Stoic principles. And in the principles of 12-step. Has largely broken me of that type of behavior. I just can't logically justify it. No matter how contemptible a person may be. For me to harbor that type of hatred and react in such an irrational way, well, it's just not something that's feasible for me. It's not something that I can continue to entertain. I can't operate that way, right? And so this came up, and then I, loosely corrected for it. I said, hey, I still don't like Trump. Nothing over the top. Just fuck that guy, But it wasn't reactionary. Not initially, right? It was a reaction to the response that, oh, well, if you didn't say fuck Trump, you must be a Trump supporter. Okay. So, I guess in a roundabout way, I'm sort of saying that's going to be my tactic throughout this administration, hopefully. Unless something really, really crazy happens, where some type of severe reaction is justified. I'm just not going to react to it. It doesn't make sense for me to do so, and I'm not going to push this channel in that direction anymore. There's certainly some other things I'll be addressing on here in the coming weeks, hopefully.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Good. We're going to walk to Sausalito?
Yeah.
Great. It's like 3 miles.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. And it's it's just not justified for me anymore. I totally lost my train of thought. I saw them approaching, tried to prepare myself mentally, but every time I just think, anyway, that's not important. Obviously, I'm in a compromised position, and so we do our best with what we have. Oh, yeah. So I was talking about on the channel. It's just, as a general rule, that's not something throw my hat in the ring on right now. I'm going to wait for specific policies and situations to arise, and we can address those. But I'm not going to have some reactionary fuck Trump rally. It's just not going to happen this time. So other than that, still trying to kind of reestablish my schedule here. The only thing I have upcoming right now, I think Silver Wolf and I will be streaming over at the Ghost Channel tomorrow. For those of you who know about that channel, that's what we're planning on right now. And so that's the only thing I've got upcoming at the moment. And then I'll be planning to do another one of these types of streams shortly. I've got a few videos to put up here, and I've obviously been getting a little bit behind. Hello.
Hello. Do you speak in Spanish?
No.
Oh, no. Do you speak in French?
No. It's the trail. No,
Con
you
el
have to
carro
go back that way.
está cerrado, close.
You have to go around. Bunker Road.
Ah, más lejos.
Yes.
Oh, gracias. Thank you.
I'm not even going to get into the specifics of that right now. Highly frustrating. Okay. So I'll be back shortly. Probably, again, after the stream with Silver Wolf tomorrow, I will probably plan to do at least 2 more short streams in the coming week as I kind of get reintegrated with my new schedule and everything that's going on right now. And we'll be covering a few topics that I've been holding out on, as well as going back to doing some more philosophy videos on the Stoics. And that's where I'm at right now, and that's the update. Alright, I gotta go get this thing on the charger. Much love, be well, and stay trusty. And I'll see you when I see you. Alright? Where's the fucking thing? It's supposed to be